have done it, and this isn't good that most of the boys, many boys have not done it. I don't like it really that you are not doing the work. One page, only one page was given to you, and you were supposed to do it, and you have not done it. This isn't good. There are 7 questions in this on this page, and they all of them are related to your topics which we discussed in the last 2 3 lessons. So it is easy, I think. And I told you can consult books or you can get help from internet to get the answers of these questions. What is the total number of students in this class?
Sir, 19.
Okay. Okay. So how many?
19.
19. Okay, Nurbita. Muhammad Kundi, you have not done the work. Muhammad Kundi, Ahmed Siddiqui, Mubashir Hussain Sayyed, Hassan Bajwa, Ahmed Nawaz. Where are you guys? Hassan Abed, Abdul Rafi, Abdullah Subhan. You guys have not done the work. Why? Rehan Kashif, Arsalan Abbas. Where are you boys? Raise your hands. Page number 65. You were supposed to complete this page number 65. This thing is not going to work that you are not doing the work and you are not responding in the class even. You want me to contact your parents or to contact school administration? Raise your hands because these are very easy questions and you were supposed to complete them. Hurry up. Yes, wonderful.
Okay, sir.
Raise your hands if you have done it. Yes, I would like to start with Zain Ahmed Irfan. Yes, Zain, better tell me the answer of question number 1.
Yes, sir. Question number one. Name two techniques that writers use in the openings of books and or stories to engage the reader. Descriptive writing, narrative writing, narrative hooks.
Hook, hook, yeah. And what about the other one?
Sir, descriptive writing.
Not descriptive. Descriptive writing, no, 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 no.
Sir, describe the setting and introduce the character.
Uh, okay, fine. Anyone else? Tell me voluntarily.
Third question.
Yeah, okay. Or you can say showing an exciting or frightening situation also. This is one of the techniques that writer uses in the openings of the books or stories to engage the reader. Look, what kind of technique is used? What should be the purpose of that technique? Let me make you familiar with this. Listen to me carefully because whenever you write a story, you start writing a story, you are to grab the attention of the readers. Okay, because the purpose of writing is to force the readers to read it. And how can you force it? By creating a very interesting or very exciting kind of start introduction. Okay, you create a very interesting or exciting kind of introduction. For that, the first 1 or 2 sentences should be able to grab the attention of the readers. And how is that possible? When you provide some very interesting information in it, when you create or when you create a very wonderful question in it, which makes them which forces them to read the whole article to find the answer of that question. You can write a question at the start, create a question, and then provide the answer of that one somewhere in the whole story or text. Or when you give some very wonderful introduction, at the start you provide a very exciting kind of news or a fact can be shared. To find out the details of that fact or the news which you share at the start, the reader will be forced to read the whole story, and he will read it. So you are supposed to grab the attention of the reader at the very start of your writing. At first, at initial sentences, one or two sentences, okay, and then he will
Yes,
read your story if he finds the start interesting, exciting, or if you create a very frightening situation at the start, okay, like a suspense is created at the start, okay. So these are some techniques which are used at the start of the stories or books. Okay, question number 2, Hassan Bajwa,
sir, can I,
beta. Yes, yes, Muhammad Kundi.
sir, can I do question number 2?
Okay, okay, do it.
State one way in which you can turn an adjective into an adverb. Sir, you can simply use the suffix ly at the end.
Yes, and to add ly at the end, sometimes you need to modify the end of the adjective. For
Yes.
example, when you find e at the end of it, before adding ly, to convert it into adverb, you have to remove e. And sometimes you add some letters at the end of the adjective to add ly, okay, to convert it into adjective. So the end of the adjective is modified sometimes, not with all. Sometimes you simply add ly at the end. Okay.
Okay,
Question
sir.
number 3. Yes, Hassan Bajwa. Question number 3, beta.
Yes, sir. Give two examples of adverbs, honestly and furiously.
Honestly and
Furiously.
furiously. Very good. Wonderful. Okay. Question number 4. Like you can give your own examples. Okay. Adverbs. The word should be adverbs. Okay. Question number 4. Let me take Abdur Rafi for question number 4. Yes, Abdur Rafi.
Yes, sir.
Yes, beta. Question number 4. Just listen. I don't need the exact answer from you. I need your participation only. Okay. You will see that you will be right at many places. Your answer will be correct, but you are hesitating only. Just come forward, tell the answer, whatever is there in your mind, and you will get it that you knew it and you were right. Yes, Abdurrafi.
Name three techniques that writers use to convey character.
Convey character means to introduce the characters. How the introduction of a character is done is made in the story. Yes.
Sir, they tell about the history of the character, background.
Mhm. You can give the background of the character. Yes, wonderful. Like when you are introducing a new character, you can give the background of it. Okay, what else? Just think about the movies or the stories which you have read or the movies which you have watched. Whenever
Sir,
you see a new character, how do you get it in what kind of situations you see you find him at first? Yes, there are different situations. Yes.
sir, describe his appearance, what he does, what he says, what the other characters say about him.
Yes, yes, wonderful. Like you can show him doing something. Okay, when you introduce a new character, you show him doing something as he's performing some action. He's performing some task. Okay, or sometimes you can you can introduce him while conversating, like while talking to someone else, some other character in the movie or the story. Okay, so these are few techniques. Like you can show him doing something, or you can show him talking to someone or conversation. Okay, while conversating and such things. Okay, question number 5. That is very easy and simple, I think. Let me take Ashar Nadeem. Yes, Muhammad Ashar Nadeem, beta.
Okay, so question 5. List some of the vocabulary used to discuss books and stories. Sir, good, informative, imaginative, interesting, knowledgeable, thrilling, lesson giving, and exciting.
Very good. These are the terms which we use for the stories. Okay, but can you be like your answer is not wrong. I'm not saying your answer is wrong, but can you be more specific to the stories? Like,
Yes, sir.
can you bring some professional terminology which we use for the stories? Yes, anyone? Yes,
Like, sir,
Mubashir.
like
Mubashir.
for time, we
Yes.
can use there for about uh, um, um, then or something like that.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, let me give you one example. Like you can say characters. Character is a term which is attributed to the stories because you find the characters in it. So it is a professional word which can be used for the stories. What other words do you have in your
Sir,
mind?
can we use setting?
Setting, wonderful, Muhammad Kundi.
Plot?
Wonderful setting. Plot is there. Very good. What else? Dialogues, conversation, fiction, genre, hook, okay, and many others. You have the literary vocabulary which is typically used for the stories only. Okay, okay. For the next question, question number 6. Huzafa Ahmed. Yes, beta.
Yes, sir. Question number 6. When do you use who, which, or that in relative clauses? Use
Hmm.
examples to support your answer. So we
Hmm.
can use who for people and which for things. We can use
Yes.
that for people and timings.
That for the things also.
Yes, sir, I said. Oh,
Who
yeah.
is used for people? Who is used for people? Which and that are used for things, not for people in relative clauses. And three of them, because he's asking about the usage of them, three of them are used at the start of the relative clauses because these are relative pronouns. So these three are used at the start of relative clauses because they are relative pronouns. Okay. Okay. And can you give some examples? Any sentence which has who, which, or that separately, like three sentences. Make three simple sentences. Anyone, anyone from the class.
Can I?
Yes,
Who is
Boy
that in the
who
red
lives
hoodie?
next door looks scary.
very good.
The huge beast that was towering on us was a rhinoceros.
Hmm, very good.
That's it. So.
Okay, the last question. Who will do the last question? Anyone who wants to do it by himself. Anyone? Yes. Let me check with Muhammad Rehan Kashif. Yes, my dear.
Uh, Flash fiction is a very short story.
Yeah, very short story.
Yes.
Fiction. Fiction is a story, and flash fiction is a story which is very very short, and we also call it microfiction. Okay, okay, which has a very few, not few, a very few words. Sometimes you know that a 6 word story is also there is a story that has only 6 words, and that is called flash fiction. That is a specific kind of story. Okay, and you will read it if you will read the details of this flash fiction if you opt English literature in your university education, if you go there for that. Okay, that's it. Like for this level, at this level you should know that a flash fiction is very short story which contains a very few words in it. Anyways, that's it. Let me check your SOS now. Okay. Okay, now you are going to read. Look, You write stories at different stages. Okay, and as a student of English language, you must know how to plan and how to write a story. Okay, and you should know a proper way of writing a story, and and this should be in your knowledge that a story is planned. A story is planned before starting writing it. So how to plan it and how to write it, we have a topic that is our next point for the discussion. It is book page number 126 and 127. Believe me, read it and understand it completely, and you will learn all the things how to plan the story and how to write a story. Okay, planning and writing short stories. And you know, whenever you do a creative work, you always have three parts in it. This is the first thing. So you should think separately about all these three parts. Okay, like you should think specifically for the start of the story. How should I start it? It's not only for the stories. It is for the essays also, or any kind of prose which you write. Okay, for the and so you should first focus on the start. How should how should I start this story or essay or whatever it is? We are focused on the stories under this heading, on under this topic, under this in this point, but you will find that there are some common points which can be used for other prose writing. Prose is like the stories, short stories, novels, dramas, plays, essays, whatever you write is called prose. Other than the poetry, whatever you write, other than the poetry, is called prose. So for the stories, there are three parts, like any prose, any piece of prose. Beginning, you can see on this page. Beginning, middle, and end. Middle is the main point where you narrate the whole story. But before that, there should be a proper beginning. And beginning is created for two purposes. There are two purposes of the beginning or the introduction, remember. The first purpose is that you try to grab the attention of the reader, as I told you earlier. You try to grab the attention of the reader. Okay, you force him through words. You force, in other words, you can say that you force the reader to read your writing piece, whatever you have written. Okay, and as a reader, you can experience this thing, and you will see that you have done it before if you are a good reader. For example, you go to a bookstore to get a good story. You will open the preface, or you will open the beginning of it, and you will try to read it a little. If you find any interest in it, if you find the theme, if you like the theme, if he has, because the writer would have given the theme at the start, because that is the introduction. You will try to read the start because that is the introduction of the story. You will try to read the initial lines if you find some interest in it. If the writer is successful in through his introduction, if he is successful to grab your attention, you will buy the story. That is his success, that he grabbed your interest in the story through introduction. This is made in the introduction. That is the first purpose. Okay, that you try to grab the attention of the reader. And the second one is that you try to introduce your theme. As I told you before, that you get the theme, okay, or an idea, a central point. An idea is shared in the introduction, that this is the theme, or this is the central idea of my story. These are the two basic purposes of introduction or the beginning. So while creating a proper beginning of a story, you should keep these both purposes in your mind, that you have to create some very interesting and exciting sentences at the start. Okay, and for that you have to provide some question, or you have to create some suspense that will grab the attention of the reader, and he will be forced to read your story, and you will be successful. You will become a successful writer. The second thing you should keep in mind, that you have to provide in one or two sentences of your beginning or introduction, you should provide a theme or a central idea of your story. Like what kind of lesson is going to be shared in it. Okay, what kind of theme is, what kind of story is going to be shared in the middle part of this writing piece. Okay, what is the central point of your story? So if he finds some interest in your theme, he will definitely read it. So the purpose of the beginning of introduction is to provide some, to give some introduction and to grab the attention of the reader. Both purposes should be taken well in your beginning of the introduction. Then comes the middle part where you should give all the information, or you narrate all the incidents in different paragraphs, and it is divided into different paragraphs. And I told you before that whenever you write an essay, whenever you write a story, you divide it into different paragraphs. And the idea behind dividing a piece of writing into different paragraphs is that definitely you narrate different points or different incidents. Whenever you change the point or incident, you change the paragraph. Okay, and then at the end you conclude it. A proper conclusion is required. A proper ending is required. Okay, there must be a sensible and proper ending. You sum up in a proper way. You sum up your story in a proper way. You will get it how to do it. Okay, you will get all these details over here on these 2 pages. If you will analyze them and you will comprehend these both pages properly, you will become a good story writer. I'm telling you, because this is the professional way. A professional way has been discussed over here. Okay, so after doing this, I hope that you will read it just to learn how to write story. Everybody should do it, should read it again. And I'm giving you some time to go through all this by yourself. You will get many things, all the things by yourself, because all the explanation given on these both pages is very very easy, and very easy to comprehend or understand. Okay, so you will go through it. Okay, and if you find anything difficult in it, or any point is complicated, okay, I will explain that to you in the next lesson. But now we have 6 minutes left. In these 6 minutes you will start reading these both pages by yourself, and then we will discuss this in the next lesson if you find any difficulty in it.